So the Philadelphia Eagles hire Brian Johnson as their quarterback coach. Let's talk about it. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you are new to the channel and love talking Philly sports every single day, we'll go right ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't done it, make sure you turn on post notifications so you know when I go live or drop some content. Shout out to everybody who got that bell rung. On that note, if you like the hire Brian Johnson, the new quarterback coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, you know what to do. Smash that like button. And with all that being said, let's jump into today's topic. Let's talk about Brian Johnson. I mean, before we get into him as a coach, let's talk about what he did as a player. And let's talk about this. I don't know if you guys played NCAA, but I've been playing NCAAs and Maddens for the longest time. As I got older, I started just leaning towards Madden. But back in the day, I graduated in 2009, and in 2010, you know, these games always come out a year earlier. So I was playing that as I graduated. My guy, Brian Johnson, on the cover of NCAA 2010. But before we got to 2010, when he was a freshman, he actually was on the same team as Alex Smith. Alex Smith, a one-time first-round pick. He didn't have the most luxurious career in the NFL, more known as a game manager. But Alex Smith had some up and downs in the league, and Brian Johnson was able to play with him. He also played under Urban Meyer before he departed Utah. But as the Utah starting quarterback, when he got his opportunity, he went 26-7 as the starter and is the winningest quarterback in team history. That goes to say a little something, something. But now let's get into him as a coach, because that's what's most important. We need to know who we're getting, what we're getting to come in here and work with this quarterback room. Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts. We're not 100% sold on who's it going to be, even though I most likely believe the organization is going to lead with Carson Wentz unless he just screws it up. He either plays bad or just really shows under new management, under new coaching staff, he's just not coachable and it's not going to work out. That is what it's going to take for Jeff Lurie and Howie Roseman to say, well, we got to pull the plug. Even if it's going to cost some dead money, I believe they're going to go with Carson Wentz first. Do I agree with it? Not necessarily, but you got to give him the benefit of the doubt just because of the money you paid him. If he didn't make that decision, well, then you can go a different way. Now, if Jalen Hurts just outshines him 100% in training camp and whatnot, well, then you have to have a question because you still want to put the best guy out there. But we got a lot of time to talk about that. Let's go over Brian Johnson as a coach because, like I said, that's the most important thing. Let's get into the numbers. So in 2011 to 2012, he was the quarterback coach for Utah. Then from 12 to 13, he ended up becoming the quarterback coach / OC for Utah, and that's where he moved on. From 2014 to 2016, he was the quarterback coach for Mississippi State, and that's where he molded Dak Prescott, and a lot of people do credit him for Dak Prescott's early success. I mean, he did come into the league as a 4th-round pick and win Rookie of the Year. I know that Cowboys team was stacked, but he gets credited for putting Dak Prescott in a position to become an actual franchise quarterback. It stinks that he got this guy pretty decent for the team that the Philadelphia Eagles hate. So he owes us one by fixing one of our quarterbacks for giving a division rival somebody who can actually pass the ball. I'll leave it at that. So in 2017, he's actually the Houston offensive coordinator / quarterback coach, and then from 18 to 19 he moves on to Florida, where he becomes the quarterback coach for Florida and doing a great job as the quarterback coach. Under Dan Mullins, he gets promoted as the OC / quarterback coach, where he actually had, let's change the picture, there we go. But he had Kyle Trask take a huge leap in 2020 where he completed 69% of his passes. He threw for over 4,000 yards, had 43 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. And he went from a guy who was backup in high school, didn't really have that great of a college career, to having a great 2020 season. And he came 4th in the Heisman voting. So, I mean, again, Dak Prescott gets molded. Kyle Trask gets molded. Fourth in the Heisman race is pretty darn good after not really having your name out there. And again, when you look at these guys' style, Dak Prescott, I mean, Jalen Hurts could be and fit that Dak Prescott mold. A bigger quarterback, not afraid to run, and gets better as a passer as he grows in the NFL. And let's not mistake, big time quarterback, 6'5", 240. Kyle Trask kind of imitates the Josh Allens, the Carson Wentz. So, I mean, we're bringing a guy in here who understands the two quarterbacks we have. Whether you're a Carson guy, whether you're a Jalen guy, who knows who's actually going to be the guy winning us games in 2021. But this guy is going to come in and not have that Press Taylor old school regime. He knows quarterbacks want to get out on the edge, run, scramble, use their legs, fit and play action. He knows the modern day type quarterback. This is a new era. We don't have no more Drew Brees, Tom Brady's, Peyton Manning's, which they were good in their own right, but now we got the Patrick Mahomes, the Kyler Murrays, the Russell Wilsons, the Aaron Rodgers, who was first to come, a guy who can throw, a guy who can run, a guy who can extend. That's the new regime. So it's good to get a young, innovative quarterback coach to come in and mold these guys. Lastly, I do want to mention this because I know Philly fans are going to blow this out of proportion, but he did try to recruit Jalen Hurts to Mississippi State when he was there, while Dak Prescott was there or after Dak Prescott was leaving, and he has known Jalen Hurts since he was 4 years old. I mean, Jalen Hurts turned him down and went to Alabama, where he then lost a starting job and had to go to Oklahoma. You all know the story, but they do have ties. I don't know exactly how he knows him, but he knew him since he was a little kid. But again, just the experience playing at a high level, 26-7. He has players that he actually molded. Dak Prescott, a successful NFL quarterback. He knows Alex Smith. He was under Urban Meyer. I mean, sometimes just surrounding yourself with the people, things rub off on you. So you got to take all that into consideration. I actually do like this hire a lot. Again, it all comes down to Carson Wentz. Will he allow someone to coach him? I think it comes down to when he was young, he was coachable. He was impressionable. He listened to DeFilippo. He listened to Frank Wright, and they grabbed a hold on him. And then as his ego got bigger, he only listened to the people who had a hold on him, and that was them two. I think Doug Peterson was always like in the background when it came to talking and bonding and just playing the game of football with Carson Wentz. And as his ego got bigger, he was just uncoachable. Like, who's this guy, Press Taylor? Doug Peterson, you weren't there when I was growing. Why you want to be there now? I don't know. I'm just speculating. But the rumors that come out negative on both sides for Doug and Carson, it doesn't matter anymore. It's a new regime, new quarterback coach, new OC, new head coach, new everything in Philly. So I'm going to give Carson Wentz the benefit of the doubt, but it needs to start now. Like I said in my video yesterday, if you didn't catch it, make sure you check it out after this. It's probably going to be at the end in the corner somewhere. But I talked about, can Shane Steichen and Nick Sirianni fix Carson Wentz? Will the play action work? Can we do it like Baker Mayfield did, where he had a horrible year, 21 interceptions with Kitchens, gets a new scheme, gets a new play caller, and then he goes 26-8. So check that video out. But I'm interested to see these new guys and how they're going to work with the quarterback, whether it's Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz. But if it is Carson Wentz, it starts with him. You gotta listen. You gotta be willing to take criticism, because you are talented, but you can always get better. So listen, learn, and grow. We need to get some W's. I don't know. I'm having a feeling like this season could be more of a quick turnaround, but we'll know. By week 6, by week 7, by week 8, we'll kind of know if this is a top 5 picking team because we can't win, or a team that can compete for a playoff spot. And then, like I said, if you're a playoff spot competing, you keep Carson Wentz in. But if you're 8 weeks, 9 weeks through, and you only won one game, it's time to just move on. We got everybody young. We'll have to start at the quarterback position young. There's no reason to keep Carson Wentz if we got 2 or 3 years of growing pain. Why pay all this money when we're not going to win anyways? So that's how I feel. Short leash for Carson Wentz, no matter what, because in 6 to 8 to 10 games, we're either going to win and take that next turn as a team that can compete in the playoffs, or we got to rebuild. then everybody who's not going to be here in 4 years or be out of their prime in 3 or 4 years needs to go. Simple and plain. With all that being said, that's all I got for today. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section when it comes to this hire for quarterback coach. And what do you think this new real young coaching staff is going to be like for the 2021 season? Let me know in the comment section. And how do you feel about the 2010 cover of NCAA for Brian Johnson? Yeah. Get your gaming up. Until next time, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. You guys know what time it is. We out.